So we're class 188 of the Golden Doves. We're on page 109. We're learning about what constitutes publication in Jewish law, in rabbinic thinking. So we brought Rabbeinu Saadia Gaon. Now we're going to deal with an unpublished text. An unpublished text is designated by the term Megillat Setarim. It doesn't mean that what the Megillat Setarim contains is bad or we don't like it. It means it wasn't publicized for whatever reason, right? Concealed, right? So you have Setarim means hidden or concealed as opposed to that which is publicized. So it's a non-book. It's a non-book because in Jewish thinking, what makes a book is that it's publicized, the accessibility of the public, acceptance of the public, right? There were two terms to indicate that a previously published book was removed from circulation. So the same way you can publish a book, well, a non-book becomes published to a book. You can turn a book into a non-book. Referring to the scroll of fast, Megillat Ta'anit, the rabbis declared that it was batla, annulled. Interesting. So the Hachamim say that Megillat Ta'anit, which was a published book, batla, right? The term implies abrogation of the law, and it actually alludes to abrogation of the laws contained in this scroll regulating the days when fasting is forbidden. So today we don't look at Megillat Ta'anit anymore, right? These laws, meaning, let's say we want to make a Ta'anit, we wouldn't open Megillat Ta'anit and say, wait, hold on, today is not a day where you could do Ta'anit. They recently did a Ta'anit because of the hostages, or a few months ago, way back then, I think in November, there was a Ta'anit. Put aside whether it was or wasn't declared properly, that's not the issue. But the point is, normally before you do a Ta'anit, you would have to open up Megillat Ta'anit and check, are you allowed to do a Ta'anit on this day, right? But we don't need to do that anymore, because Batla. A more common term is ganzu. They withdraw as applied to the book of Ecclesiastes, right? That's not the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiasticus. That's not Kohelet, right? Just don't make that mistake, right? So this book, Ecclesiasticus, was Nigneza. I suppose at one point it was considered for publication, but for some reason they decided to unpublish it. This term refers also to the texts that were never published. Neither of these terms necessarily implies censure or condemnation. That's an important point. We're not censuring Ecclesiasticus. We're just making a decision that this will not be one of the books of Israel. As a matter of fact, both of these works were quoted by the rabbis. Megillat Ta'anit is quoted in Masechet Shabbat. The days, lemisped behon, udlalit ana behon, right? Namely in Hanukkah, right? In Perek Bameh Madlikin. I think it was Daf Kaf Bet, where it speaks about Hanukkah, Tanu Labana. Yemei Hanukkah Mana in Inun. Lemisped behon, udlalit ana behon. So that language, if I'm saying it correctly, is from Megillat Ta'anit, right? So here, it was quoted by the rabbis, even though Megillat Ta'anit batla. It is worth noting that according to the rabbis, prior to the theophany at Sinai, the Torah itself was genuza, withdrawn. Wow, right? That's right. So genuza, the Torah was kind of hidden, right? Neza. So because according to Jewish thinking, the Torah existed prior to the creation of the world. Adonai kanani reshit darko kenem mif'alav me'ah. So it's almost like the blueprint, the chokhmah of the Torah existed, but it was nigneza until it comes out of Sinai, and now it's time to publicize it, right? Just as with the primeval light was withdrawn by God from this world to be revealed by Him to the pious in the next world, right? So as Masechet Hagigah discusses how the original or that Adam Arishon was mabit bo veroeh misof ha'olam ve'ad sofo, that or is nignaz. It became hidden because Vayomer Elohim Yehi Or, that original Or was a light of wisdom. And so what happened to that Or? Is it bad? Are we condemning it? No, it's actually very good. We're condemning ourselves. We are not worthy of that Or. So you see, the idea, very, very great point. And it will be revealed to the Saddiqim, Le'atid Lavo, inshallah soon. We can use that all badly. Okay. A withdrawn text is affected in two ways. First, in the case of fire, it cannot be saved on Shabbat. Very interesting. So you cannot save the text on Shabbat. Let's say Megillat Ta'anit, a Sefer Torah was burning on Shabbat, then you would be able to, for example, to tell a goy to save the Sefer Torah on Shabbat. You couldn't do that for Megillat Ta'anit because it's batla. Second, it cannot be expounded. Now that Megillat Ta'anit was batla, you can make the Rashot on Megillat Ta'anit. Ecclesiasticus, since it's Nigneza, you can make the Rashot on Ecclesiasticus. This is evident from a statement by Rabbi Yosef, referring to the book of Ecclesiasticus. He declared, were it not for the fact that the rabbis had withdrawn Genazuha, it wasn't for the fact that the rabbis Genazuha, that book, I would have expounded these excellent utterances which it contained. That's amazing. So he's saying, I would have made Derashot on Ecclesiasticus, but I can't, and I won't, right? Okay. Accordingly, we may distinguish three classes of writing. One. Okay, we're going to stop here.